Louisville, Kentucky lawmaker Dan Johnson fatally shot himself Wednesday, 2 days after allegations surfaced that he had molested a member of his church when she was 17 years old, officials said. Bullitt County Coroner Dave Billings said Johnson, a Republican state representative and self-proclaimed pope of his Louisville church, died of a penetrating gunshot wound to the head. The authorities found Johnson's body Wednesday night after responding to a report about a concerning statement on his Facebook page. Officials had tracked the lawmaker's phone to his location, near a bridge in Mount Washington, CI, in a spot called the River Bottoms. Johnson had suffered a single gunshot wound to his head, said Billings, the coroner. The Bullitt County Sheriff's Office said a gun was recovered at the scene. Billings officially ruled the 57-year-old's death a suicide. Johnson's body will now be released to his family for a funeral, the coroner told the Washington Post on Thursday morning. "I'm going to talk to his wife right now," Billings said. At his church Tuesday, Johnson had denied the molestation allegations and rejected calls to resign from Kentucky's House of Representatives. The following afternoon, he posted a message on Facebook again denying the accusations, saying they were false. "And only God knows the truth. Nothing is the way they make it out to be." In the chilling, since deleted post, Johnson added, "I cannot handle it any longer. But heaven is my home." Hours later, he was found dead. State leaders from both parties had been calling for Johnson's immediate resignation after the Kentucky Center for Investigative Reporting published a report Monday detailing allegations that Johnson woke his daughter's friend during a sleepover in 2013 and forced himself on her, slipping his hands up her shirt and bra and putting his fingers in her vagina. "What you did was beyond mean, it was evil," the victim said she wrote in a Facebook message to Johnson shortly after the alleged assault. According to Kaiser, Johnson said that the incident never happened. "This allegation concerning this lady, this young girl, absolutely has no merit. These are unfounded accusations, totally," he said on Tuesday, according to the Courier-Journal. The young woman, now 21, told Kaiser that for years she had considered Johnson to be a second dad. She became close with his daughter, Sarah, and familiar with the boozy weekend parties Johnson would throw at the Pope's house, the fellowship hall next to the Heart of Fire Church. Those parties, Kaiser reported, featured scantily clad women, body shots and costumes. In the first hours of 2013, as a New Year's Eve party came to an end, the woman said she was spending the night with Johnson's daughter in the apartment under the fellowship hall, according to the report. The Washington Post does not identify victims of UAL assault without their consent. Johnson entered the apartment, drunk and stumbling, so the teenager helped him navigate the stairs, she said. She thought he was putting his arm around her for balance, until his hand allegedly slipped up the girl's shirt, Kaiser reported. The victim then woke up later that night on the sofa, she told Kaiser, and found Johnson kneeling above her. She told Kaiser that Johnson kissed her forehead, and then slipped his hands up her shirt and bra. The report said he groped her, stuck his tongue in her mouth and put his fingers in her vagina. She begged him to stop and tried to force the man, who weighed twice as much as she did, off her without waking Johnson's daughter, Kaiser reported. He told her she'd like it. She said no, she didn't. She pleaded with him, go away, go away. Kaiser reported. He eventually did. The Kaiser report highlights how Johnson, known in his church community as Danny Ray Johnson, painted a picture of himself over the years as a pro-gun, anti-abortion patriot, which helped propel him into the Kentucky legislature in 2016, when he won the House's 49th district seat. But the 7-month investigation, comprised of more than 100 interviews and thousands of pages of public records, alleges the Republican's persona is orchestrated to mask troubling incidents, including UAL abuse, arson, and false testimony. Michael Scola, the president of Louisville Public Media, which operates Kaiser, said in a statement Wednesday to the Post that the organization was deeply sad to hear about Johnson's death and was grieving for his family, friends, church community and constituents. Our aim, as always, is to provide the public with fact-based, unbiased reporting and hold public officials accountable for their actions, Scola said. As part of our process, we reached out to Representative Johnson numerous times over the course of a 7-month investigation. He declined requests to talk about our findings. Johnson's wife told the Associated Press in a statement Thursday that she wants to replace him in the state legislature. Rebecca Johnson called her husband's death a high-tech lynching based on lies and half-truths, the app reported. Paul Hamm, the chairman of the Bullitt County GOP, said Thursday that the community is not handling it very well, and slammed the Kaiser report, which he called the catalyst that started the whole thing. The story was based on hearsay, no arrest, no conviction, no jail time, he said. Back when the Constitution meant something, a man could stand before a jury of his peers. But now, it's just, let's just make some accusations and run with it. We're in a very bad place. Following the news of Johnson's death, another Kentucky Republican, State Rep. C. Wesley Morgan, lashed out at the media and his own party. Hours later, Morgan shared the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline's 1800 number, and said, "People will say and do terrible things to you in this world. But nothing is worth taking your life." Kentucky Sen. Rand Paul, a Republican, tweeted about Johnson's death, saying, "I cannot imagine his pain or the heartbreak his family is dealing with." Kentucky Gov. Matt Bevin said he was saddened by the news of Johnson's death, writing on Twitter, "My heart breaks for his family. May God indeed shed his grace on us all." Bevin also called for an end to all the nasty, vulgar comments. Other despicable responses to the news. The accusations against Johnson came as dozens of high-profile men have been fired or have resigned from their jobs in politics, media, entertainment and business after facing allegations of violently harassing or assaulting women and men. They include Hollywood mogul Harvey Weinstein and broadcaster Charlie Rose. Democrat E.C. Sen. Al Franken and Rep. John Conyers, Jr. both said last week that they would leave Congress over UAL misconduct allegations. On Thursday, several Republicans said that Texas Republican Rep. Blake Farenthold will not seek re-election next year. Farenthold is under scrutiny for allegations that he usually harassed female staff members and created a hostile work environment. In Kentucky, other House Republicans facing in recent months remain in the state legislature. Former Kentucky House Speaker Jeff Hoover, after admitting he paid to settle a UAL harassment claim made by a woman in his office, resigned from his leadership position last month but is still a state representative. The other lawmakers involved in the secretive settlement lost their committee chairmanships but also still serve as representatives. It wasn't the first time leaders called for Johnson to step down. In 2016, while running for office, he posted racist photos on his Facebook page that compared President Barack Obama and First Lady Michelle Obama to monkeys. He disregarded the calls for him to drop out of the race, and won. At a news conference at the church Tuesday, alongside family, campaign members and other church members, Johnson said the woman accusing him was motivated by his political opponents, according to the Louisville Courier-Journal. The woman supported Hillary Clinton in the 2016 election, Johnson said, and disagreed with his conservative stance on abortion rights. "This is an assault on all real people. There's no perfect people, and you get into office and all of a sudden political-esque come against you and start accusing you after you're in office," Johnson said. He added that there is a season of UAL abuse allegations in politics, referring to the accusations against President Trump and Republican U.S. Senate candidate Roy Moore of Alabama. He said he didn't think all the women who've spoken out about abuse across the nation were lying. However, the woman accusing Johnson told Kaiser that she never returned to the apartment below the fellowship hall. When she didn't show up to the church for service the following Sunday, Johnson sent her a Facebook message, the report said. In the message, he said his daughter told him he had been mean to the victim, and to his son, Boaz, the night of the party. The Kaiser report said, "Sarah said I was mean to Bo, you and her, by telling you all to go to bed. So sorry, don't remember. I was told we all got drugged at TK's anyway, so sorry if I sounded mean. You know you are one of my favorites. Love you. Sorry, Boaz did great Sunday, your future husband." The message read, according to Kaiser. TK's refers to TK's Pub, a local bar. The victim told Kaiser that she responded the next day, saying, "Drugged or not, I think you know what happened that night and that's why you're sending this message. I never thought something like that would happen to me, especially by someone like you. I looked at you as a dad, but now I sincerely hope I don't see you again, but I might try to maintain a relationship with your kids. And there is no point in responding to this message either because I don't want to talk about it ever again." Louisville Metro Police said they closed the case after investigating the allegations. According to Kaiser, on Tuesday, Johnson acknowledged that he sent victim a Facebook message shortly after the night she stayed over, but again said he did not remember what happened on the night of the alleged abuse because he was drugged at the bar, according to the Courier-Journal. He said he didn't file a police report about the alleged drugging because he did not want to bring accusations against a bar. He later said at the news conference that he did recall what happened on that night and that he never approached the victim while she was sleeping, according to the Courier-Journal. The Courier report also detailed other incidents from Johnson's past. A grand jury indicted him for complicity to commit arson and making a false police report in 1987, according to the report, which suggests Johnson may have been linked in another arson incident 13 years later in which his own church was burned down.